1881. Bluegrass frost, first stillness. The winter sun over Fayette County barely cleared the slate rooftops when Mary Whitlow vanished from the banks of Elkhorn Creek. A red shawl lay on the ice, yet no prints crossed the snow. Sheriff Amos Walsh filed the coroner's secret note: manual strangulation, patterned bruising, trace peppermint odor, and locked it in the Fayette Courthouse vault on Main Street. 3 nights later, the file was gone. In its place, one pressed violet and a rag of blue calico, identical to fabric sold at Mrs. Lillian Mae Grieves' Apothecary on Short Street, 2 doors from the Phoenix Hotel. The 60-year-old widow's tremoring hands seemed more suited to pinching medicinal powders than stealing breath, so no one pressed her for answers. 1882. Thunder over Short Street. March thunderstorms swept away the last frost just as Clara Devane, 23, midwife's apprentice at Good Samaritan Hospital, stepped out to deliver tinctures for Mrs. Grieves. She never returned. Before dawn, an unsigned scrap appeared in Sheriff Walsh's desk. You searched the wrong graves. Death blooms in daylight. Ignoring it, Walsh ordered Mary Whitlow's coffin opened in Lexington Cemetery. The body had been removed, replaced by a stoppered glass of lavender tonic from the apothecary. Town elders blamed vagrants from the Louisville Turnpike, resealed the casket, and chained the cemetery gates. Walsh resigned. His diary, found in Ashland Park years later, ended with the line, "Her eyes are older than Scripture." 1883. Red Mile Lullaby. Deputy-turned-Sheriff Calvin Braddock posted armed men outside the shop and patrolled Cheapside Market nightly. During August's State Fair at the Red Mile trotting track, Emily Price suffocated beneath the grandstand. Fairgoers swore they heard a lullaby. "Hush thee, little sparrow," carried on night air scented with peppermint. Braddock's search of the apothecary revealed perfect ledgers, but under a loose board he found a broken music box clogged with blonde hair and scalp. Tag EP03 was stamped and locked in a desk. By sunrise, both evidence and deputy were blank of memory. Braddock rode west on the Cincinnati Southern Rail and vanished. 1884. Pinkerton at Gratz Park. Pinkerton detective Isaiah Harkin arrived by L&N train number 37 from Louisville. Interviewing Mrs. Grieves beside the iron fence of Gratz Park, he noted, "Her grief is performed. Her hands tremble only when idle." He tracked a pattern. Each killing coincided with lunar perigee. Every victim visited the shop within 12 hours. Every police file vanished within 48. A triple safe sting left only one trace. A fingerprint set in candle wax, scarred exactly like the surgical nick on Mrs. Grieves' left index finger. A warrant was signed 2nd of November. But after Harkin was discovered on Mill Street half-strangled, the warrant dissolved in court arguments. 1885. Crates at the L&N Depot Snow sealed Lexington in silence. For 11 weeks, no young woman died. Mrs. Grieves closed the store to visit cousins in St. Louis. Yet depot clerks logged no passenger by her name. That same night, 7 freight crates labeled botanical specimens rolled north on a night express. In Kansas City, customs agents opened them to find preserved young women. Tracheas crushed, eyes sewn open with horsehair, each mouth holding a violet. Conductors recalled an elderly lady in black humming a lullaby before stepping off at an unlit siding near the Kentucky River Gorge. She left no ticket and no name. 1886. Hollow census. No murders surfaced, but Harkin re-examined the apothecary's order books. Peppermint oil purchases spiked every 6 weeks back to 1839, 42 years Double Mrs. Grieves's public tenure. No woman named Lillian Greaves appears in Lexington censuses before 1879, yet the looping initials LMG sign every peppermint invoice as far back as 1857. A Civil War field report lists Nurse L. Greaves, B. 1816, excels in tracheotomy. The photograph shows the same calm face. 45 then, seemingly 64 now. Harkin whispered to his lamplight, "She does not age." Part 7, 1887. Reckoning at Town Branch Mill. Federal marshals followed Harkin to an abandoned grist mill on the town branch. The basement reeked of peppermint and decay. Shelves bore dozens of jars cradling human vocal cords. A ledger lay open. Whitlow, Purity Devane, Devotion Price, Virtue, in progress. Inside a trunk lay a desiccated woman wearing a brass tag, LMG, D 1836. As Harkin stared, footsteps creaked overhead. Mrs. Greaves descended with an oil lamp, unchanged, serene. "You finally came, Detective," she whispered. "Breath is the soul's handle." She confessed her creed. Each stolen final breath granted a year of youth. Peppermint masked the smell of time. When flames erupted, Harkin shoved the trunk into the mill race. Steam engulfed the room. Greaves's scream pierced the fire, then silence. Marshals dragged Harkin to safety. Only a single violet circled the water wheel. 1891, classified Lexington addendum, unsealed 1920. 4 years later, the Pinkerton, Chicago office received a crate. Inside were Harkin's bent badge, a jar labeled IH07, containing freshly preserved male vocal cords, and a telegram ordering 12 ounces of peppermint oil from a Lexington supplier, signed LMG. A nursery rhyme in trembling hand read, "Hush thee, sparrow, hush and lie. Winter comes, yet youth shall fly. Violet lips will bloom once more when ageless hands unlock the door." A faint peppermint aroma filled the file room. The junior clerk who opened the jar died that night, strangled, no outward struggle, bruises shaped like narrow arthritic fingers. Today, scattered hospitals still log peppermint shipments signed by the same initials, and unsolved strangulations of women under 30 shadow each order. The pressed violet always remains perfectly preserved, as if Mrs. Lillian Mae Grieves continues to harvest breaths along the bluegrass lanes of Lexington, proving some killers do not merely escape justice, they outlive it.